Good afternoon, Senator Jackson and the Senate committee members. I'm Patrick Hendry, President of the Police Benevolent Association of the City of New York. I am joined by my recording secretary, Betty Caradero, and Associate General Counsel, David Morris. I want to thank you for the opportunity to provide testimony on a very important and very urgent issue. I'm going to summarize my testimony in the interest of time. A full version has been submitted for your review. As you know, our union represents more than 21,000 rank and file members of the City of New York Police Department. Our members are women and men in the patrol cars and on the streets of your neighborhoods. We don't just protect New York City communities, we are the community. A majority of our members reside within the 5 boroughs. A majority are people of color, and all of us work in partnership with the neighborhoods we protect. On behalf of those members, I want to speak very frankly about our recruitment, retention, and staffing levels in the NYPD, because the current situation is nothing short of a crisis. The current uniform headcount is roughly 33,500. That's 7,000 police officers short of our peak staffing. It is also the lowest headcount our department has seen in more than 30 years. The last time New York City staffing was this low was in 1990, before the hiring of 6,000 additional police officers through Mayor David Dinkins' Safe Streets, Safe City initiative. That historic investment in public safety marked the beginning of a turnaround in many of our neighborhoods. But over the past 20 years, Mayor Dinkins' investment has been completely erased, and some of our key public safety gains have faded along with it. Certain serious crime categories remain well above their 2019 levels. 911 response times have risen steadily, and basic police service has deteriorated. New York City simply does not have enough police officers to meet its public safety needs. Last year, we saw 3,701 uniformed members resign or retire from the NYPD. That was a full 10% of our ranks. It was also the highest number of departures in more than 2 decades. One of the most troubling trends is the growing percentage of police officers who are quitting in the prime of their careers, before their pension eligibility, and often taking better paying policing jobs elsewhere. Those mid-career departures are now almost half of our total attrition. On the recruitment side, NYPD's hiring was not kept up with this historic exodus. The department has hired fewer than 3,000 police officers to replace nearly 6,000 it has lost since the start of 2022. That downward spiral in the NYPD staffing has dramatically increased the workload for police officers who remain on the job. Our members are routinely held past the end of their tour or deprived of their regularly scheduled days off. The extreme workload has driven even more of our members to seek their other opportunities that provide a better quality of life. We need to immediately help to break this vicious cycle before public safety in New York City is eroded any further. In this competitive law enforcement labor market, there are several factors that put the NYPD at a unique disadvantage in comparison to other police departments. One of the biggest factors is the grossly inequitable pension benefit received by our members hired under pension Tier 3. As you know, Tier 3 lacks key benefits available to many of other police officers throughout the state, even those under Tier 5 and Tier 6. I would like to call to your attention 2 pieces of pending legislation in this area. First is Assembly Bill 7791, which has also been introduced by Senator Chu. Thank you very much. This bill would restore the 20-year service retirement for New York City police officers hired since 2009, replacing the current 22-year minimum service requirement. This change would put our Tier 3 members on a more equal footing with their counterparts across the state, reducing the incentive for members to jump to another police department with a more favorable pension plan. The second bill is Senate Bill 2148-A, introduced by Senator Dabo. Thank you, Senator Dabo, for introducing this bill. This bill would provide enhanced pension benefits for senior police officers who remain on the job for periods of 25 to 30 years. It mirrors a longevity incentive that is already afforded to NYPD members in the rank of captain and above. This bill could have an immediate positive impact on attrition by incentivizing members who are on the verge of retirement to extend their careers by another 5 or 10 years. I would also like to briefly discuss one issue related to NYPD's recruiting pipeline. Currently, New York City denies Tier 3 police officers the right to buy back pension credits for their time in other city or state civil service titles. That includes service with the New York City Corrections Department, as well as service in other titles within the NYPD, including traffic enforcement agents, school safety agents, NYPD cadets. These public safety titles have long served as a valuable source of the dedicated, diverse recruits for the NYPD's uniform ranks. Mayor Eric Adams has himself called for a promotion pipeline to recruit police officers from these titles. Despite this, the city has continued to deny our members full credit for that service. We will therefore seek introduction of legislation to correct this injustice during the upcoming session. We look forward to continuing to work with this committee and the entire legislature on these proposed solutions, because addressing the NYPD staffing crisis is absolutely critical to the economic and social health of this city. The public safety gains achieved by a fully staffed NYPD in 1990s paved the way for the city's economic resurgence. The question, therefore, is not whether New York City can afford to correct the NYPD's recruitment and retention crisis. The question is whether it can afford to allow the crisis to continue any longer. I thank you for your time and attention to these important issues. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.